This is the first part in a series of tutorials on how to create a game based on the Chromia platform. In this case, the frontend is made in Unity. Right now I'm playing against a bot. But we won't talk about the graphical part. Instead, the next step is to take this game online, where all the server stuff will be handled by Chromia. This means that all the moves and all the cards played will be stored in a blockchain. So what is Chromia? Disclaimer, my name is Olle, and in 2018 I began working as a core developer at Chromaway, which is the company behind Chromia. Chromia is a platform for blockchains, and the special thing about Chromia is that every blockchain is also a database. So all developers from the normal world will recognize this environment, since they have an SQL at the bottom and some code on top. We'll skip how Chromia actually works, like my specialty, which is how data is sent around between the servers in the Chromia network. Instead, we will be all about how to program the game, but to build it, we need to know about Rell. Rell is a new programming language. It stands for Relational Language and is unique to the Chromia platform. Yeah, I know, you don't have time to learn a programming language, but the easiest way to get started is just to let AI generate the code. I'm using Cursor, which you can download for free at cursor.com. I'm going into composer mode via Command or Control I. Now we must describe the application we need using natural language. We can link to any external asset we need via the @ character. And here I link to the Chromia documentation. I paste the description and type enter. Cursor then generates the code in the box to the left. If you do this at home, the generated Rell code will be just white. To get color coding for Rell, we need to install an extension. Go to the View drop-down and pick Extensions. We search for Rell and the extension will show up. Click Install. Before we look at the generated code, I want to explain what I typed into the composer. It helps to think about everything as database table. So now I'm going to draw an entity relationship diagram. To play a game, we need two basic concepts, a player and a game. Just like regular chess, there are two players, white and black. Every player also has a hand of cards that will vary between different games. Every card knows what hand it should belong to and also what type it has. I even specified the names of the 10 card types to the composer. We need a concept called piece and also a concept called move. Cursor generated two files, operations Rell and entities Rell. In Rell, an entity is a database table. Let's look at the player entity. Rell keywords differ from SQL, but you will recognize the structure. The player's name is the primary key, and the AI generated two extra columns, one for how many games we have played and one for our win rate. Some of the generated code was wrong, so I'm deleting it. Per default, an entity field cannot change, but with a mutable keyword, the field can be updated over time. But how does this work? Even though the blockchain itself cannot be changed, we can still simulate change by putting a new value for games played in later blocks, effectively overwriting the old value. Now look at the game entity. The game has two foreign keys, white player and black player. Look at the type. Instead of using primitive types like integer or text, Rell instead uses the entity itself as a type, just like we would do in an object-oriented language. That's it. In the next part, we'll look deeper into entities and types.